Today in Japan, the four corners of the globe are represented as well-known stars look to further impress the international judges, and rising stars hope to add their names to the guest list. From North America, Asia, Africa, and Australia, they're here for the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships. Next. We are in Osaka, Japan, the country's second largest city with a population of over 2.5 million and just about 2.5 hours southwest of Tokyo if you take the bullet train. And here in the center of town, we welcome you inside the Osaka Pool and Ice Arena. Along with 99 skaters from 12 different nations, we're here for the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships. And hi, everybody. I'm Terry Gannon. This is the last major event leading up to this year's World Championships, a global showcase, if you will, for skaters from all across the globe except for Europe, and for some, a last-minute scramble to make their country's World Championship team. With me, as usual, the two-time Olympic gold medalist, Mr. Dick Button. Relatively new event, Dick, only in its second year. How did it all come about?
Well, you know, this championship is really a geographic equalizer. The European skaters have had the European Championships to strut their stuff in front of international judges before the World Championships, while skaters from the United States, Africa, Asia, and Australia didn't. Well, now they do. Now, what does this mean for these U.S. skaters and the other countries that are sending new skaters here? It opens up new international experience at the top level for dancers like Lang and Chernyshев. And for pair skaters Ina and Zimmerman, it provides the chance to further meld their styles in front of international judges, which is where it counts. For Todd Eldredge, it gives him the chance to step back into the amateur competitive scene when he begins yet another Olympic run. You know, it's kind of nice to see the competitive world on an equal footing at long last.
Oh, we've got the ladies, the men, and the ice dancers coming up in just a bit. First, though, the pairs competition, and we turn to Olympic champion Peggy Fleming right now. Pretty good battle at the top going on. You've got Jamie Salé and David Pelletier of Canada, and Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman of the U.S.
Well, Terry, Jamie and David are coming into this event fresh off the performance of a lifetime at their national championships in Canada. And this young team has blasted onto the international scene this year, beating almost everyone, including the reigning world champions. The critics are already using words like legendary to describe them. But Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman are also arriving here fresh off the greatest victory of their careers at the U.S. Nationals. And if they can beat Salé and Pelletier at this event, they just might gain the confidence and momentum they've needed to break through at Worlds.
The standings right now, Peggy, heading into the free skate, Salé and Pelletier in first, ahead of Ina and Zimmerman. Then another Canadian pair in third, Sargent and Wirtz, the veterans, ahead of Americans Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon. And we get underway with the two-time Canadian national champions who recently lost that title to Salé and Pelletier. Here are Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz. They're in third place right now with a chance to win here in Osaka.
And their music, Claire de Lune, Debussy.
And this number is a real departure of the style of numbers they usually do. Usually it's very energetic type numbers. But I think it's always good to push yourself to try different styles.
They have a very refreshing and clean-cut approach. This opening split, triple twist. Difficulties they've had in the past have been around the side-by-side triple jumps. See how they do here with these triple toes.
This free skate, as always, 4.5 minutes long, worth 2/3 of the overall score.
Overhead lift. Now watch the turnover down and out.
this throw. Triple Salchow. Couldn't check out of that landing.
Pleasant quality about their skating, a nice clean-cut style.
They have wonderful speed over the ice. And now they're side-by-side double axles. And he opened out on his into side-by-side double toe loops.
Watch the air position here, where she is in a flat-out position, turning over.
Very nice. Good height in that throw double axel.
Christy and Chris have been skating together since 1992. They were married in May of this past year. For the past 3 seasons, they've finished 6th or 7th at the World Championships. They'll be going back. We'll see them in Nice.
Final move, this back outside death spiral. Good arch in her back.
You know, they really are an attractive couple. They have an awful lot of pleasant quality to them as they skate. I think they need a little more security, certainly in their lifts and jumps, and they're somewhat tentative with the side-by-side triple jumps. That's where the difficulty lies. But overall, they really present a very nice picture.
Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz of Canada get us underway. Back to the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships in a moment. Welcome back to Osaka, Japan. The pairs free skate underway here. There'll be 2 sets of marks for Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz of Canada. The first for technical merit. Remember, this pairs free skate 2/3 of the overall score, 4.9 up to 5.3 the range.
Perfectly acceptable marks. Not high, but steady.
And the second set for presentation, 5.0 to 5.5.
And those are considerably better. Certainly the first 5 marks of the at 5.4 and 5.5 level.
Taking the ice now from the United States, Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon. 2 solid performances recently in Cleveland. They captured the silver medal and a spot on the World Championship team for the U.S. for the first time in their careers.
note the steadiness they have as a young pair, a really very new pair on the international scene at this level, but they have a great deal of steadiness to their skating.
And they are opening with side-by-side triple toe loops.
Of course, having said how steady they are, that was not the best example.
The kiss of death from Dick Button. This free skate, worth 2/3 of the overall score, 4.5 minutes long.
Well, they are both dealing with injuries. They couldn't even do run-throughs of the programs in the practice because of Tiffany's back injury that she suffered during a practice landing one of her throw double axel jumps. It was a strain in her back.
Now, he is right-handed, she is left-handed, but they both turn to the right, the opposite of most skaters. That means they jump and spin to the right. But look at this as he lifts her. That was a nerve-wracking one.
And Peggy, you mentioned the injuries. Tiffany's back, and Philip has been dealing for a couple of weeks now with an injured wrist that he originally broke back when he was 17 years old, and it never healed properly.
But apparently he has it taped here, and they've kind of altered their lift positions a bit.
Pair spin with variation in positions.
Throw triple salchow. Nicely done.
Now watch as he lifts her first in a side position, star lift, and then to a back press. They certainly have power and the tricks and the maturity, but yet to come is the full experience of being able to interpret and take their time on the development of a single style or emotional element. And that will come. This is a very promising young pair. Side double flips into double toe loops. This circular footwork, a little rough. And their final back outside death spiral. You know, they like have everything going for them. They just need more time and more experience. The very ending showed that they need to be able to carry it out, hold the position, and finalize the emotional moment that they're creating instead of falling off it. But generally, a very powerful young pair, and we're going to see a lot of them.
Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulabon, the silver medalist from the U.S., trying to medal for the first time on the international level as senior skaters. Two sets of marks now, as always. The first for technical merit, the second for presentation. And And the range of marks for technical merit, 5.0 up to 5.4.
And those are considerably stronger as we get now into this final group.
Tiffany and Phillip, along with her coach, we saw and see on the right side a little bit, Carl Kurtz. Presentation marks now 5.2 to 5.6.
And those still nicer. It's nice to see such a promising start.
The pairs free skate continues here in Osaka now as Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman take the ice. They recently won the U.S. Championships for the first time together, and they described that performance as the best of their lives. They will be going to the World Championships. Right now, they're in second place here in Osaka.
And they are skating to the Phantom of the Opera. Not only do they need to land all the elements in this program, they have to maintain that theme of Phantom of the Opera in this program. And they are opening with side-by-side triple toe loops right here. Very solid, good unison. Very strong on that landing.
It's that area of technical difficulty that has given them trouble in the past. It's nice to see a good start on that in this competition. Split double twist. Split triple twist. Now a side-by-side double axel. And he goes down. Even there, when she landed that, she bounced forward with the foot, the free foot. It was not a clean landing.
And now this throw, triple Salchow.
And she was way off
was leaning
before
in
she
the air.
entered that. You couldn't believe that that edge was so out of position. They have just got to come to grips with these technical moves. And yet the unison here, from our angle, is wonderful.
They've said that the biggest challenge that they've had as a pair team is getting used to the timing for each other.
Only their second year together, and they finished 9th at the World Championships. Really look to this performance to gain some momentum off of that big win in the U.S.
One hand overhead to a platter lift and a flip dismount.
And right into a throw triple loop. Very solid.
But it's this move that I like so much as she descends into a very beautifully long, stretched out forward spiral.
Tremendous death spiral. Forward inside.
But look at how he pulls up out of this. He just doesn't stand up. He first swings her and then moves into this.
Well, that was a little rough for them. A lot of mistakes. And this was their solid beginning of the program. These side-by-side triple toe loops were just excellent. Their timing and unison, very straight, very solid. And this was their throw triple sow cow that they had trouble on. They're taking off on that back inside edge. She didn't get very high in the air to finish that rotation, and she stepped out of that landing.
Our coverage of the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships in Osaka, Japan will continue in a moment. You may remember Tamara Moskvina wasn't at the U.S. Championships. Igor Moskvin, her husband, was there. Tamara was over at the Europeans with Berezhnaya and Suguri. Kyoko Ina, John Zimmerman now the first set, 5.3 to 5.6.
Very steady, very solid, and just okay, but not good enough if they're going to hope to compete at the top level internationally.
Presentation now, Dick, 5-5 to 5-7. So Ina and Zimmerman move into the lead in terms of those that have taken part in the free skate ahead of Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulaban. But remember, Saleh and Pelletier still to come. So the final pair taking the ice here in Osaka, Jamie Saleh and David Pelletier. Their great run this season started at Skate America, where they upset Berezhnaya and Suguri, the reigning world champs. And recently, when they won the Canadian National Championships, 5 of the 7 judges gave them perfect 6.0s for presentation.
The music, as we all remember from the motion picture Love Story.
Open this program with side-by-side triple toe loops. Very nice. This number is so complete. They really carry this theme throughout the whole program. It was choreographed by Lori Nickel, who does the choreography for Michelle Kwan.
Split, triple twist. Side by side.
So throw triple sow cow. Very nice. And the move is done on the perfect accent of the music. And I think that adds to the emotion of this number.
Side by side, double axels, and she turned out on hers. Now that they have completed so much of the very difficult elements that are required for these programs, they can concentrate more now on the choreographic impact of the program.
Very nice positions in the air of that star lift. Nice playful choreography in this circular footwork. Very much in the character of this music. And now again the side-by-side double axels, which she had trouble on earlier. And she had trouble again. pretty forward inside death spiral. Beautiful throw, triple loop. Just floats in the air. That was a wonderful number for them. Unfortunately, those mistakes that she made in those double axel jumps was the only flaw.
I just love this program, and I love the way they do it and the way they follow through on it, and I think it means a great deal, and a lot of the other pairs can take a big lesson from it.
Jamie Salé and David Pelletier of Canada, the current Canadian national champions.
Now, these side-by-side double axels are always some of the most dangerous and hardest moves to do. Watch him as he gets up into it, does all right, but she is leaning out, and as a result, turns out and can't hold the final edge. At least not a terribly bad fall, just a major mistake.
Right now, Ina and Zimmerman over Scott and Dulabon, the top two pairs here, American pairs. But now the marks for Salé and Pelletier, 5.5 to 5.9 for technical merit.
And those would have been much higher across the board had they not made those mistakes. So I think that's quite a bit lower than what they could have gotten.
And now for presentation. Take a look at that.
Look at that.
6.0 from the French judge.
But more interestingly enough, everybody else is 5.8 and 5.9, 1.57. Those are very high marks. If the content had been perfect, the marks would have been solidly higher across the board. It's a wonderful pair and a great number.
5 perfect sixes at the Canadian Championships, and here a perfect 6.0 for presentation in Japan. Hard to overstate the impact that Jamie Salé and David Pelletier have had on the pairs world this season. Another gold medal for them over Ina and Zimmerman, who capture the silver. Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulabon of the U.S., their first medal on the international scene as seniors. When we come back, 19-year-old Angela Nikodinov of the U.S. in second place, skating for the gold medal when we come back to Osaka. Welcome back, everybody, to the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships here in Osaka, Japan. Our coverage continues now with the ladies free skate. So heading into the free skate, the standings right now, a surprise leader, Annie Belmar of Canada, the only one to skate cleanly in the short program. She's in the lead, but right behind her, the two Americans, Angela Nikodinov and then Stacy Pengen.
On the ice, representing the USA, Angela Nikodinov.
And it's Angela Nikodinov who will get us underway here in the free skate. The 19-year-old from San Pedro, California, who finished 4th at the recent U.S. Championships, named as an alternate to the World Championship team.
She's skating to the music from the motion picture The Mummy.
She has always been an extraordinarily competent and completely brilliant jumper. This is her opening move, a triple Lutz. Combination, beautifully done.
Now a triple loop. It's back outside edge takeoff. Very solid.
Angela finished third in this event last season. She made it to Worlds a year ago where she placed 12th. Now she has to wait and see if Sasha Cohen, the 15-year-old, can medal at the Junior Worlds. Does not meet the age requirements without doing that.
Beautiful layback.
Combination triple flip, double toe.
If you look very carefully at that, you'll see a toe pick that always looks to me as though it's not set quite strongly into the ice. Yet the jumps are terrific.
And she has a lot of power in her jump. She could get a lot more lift if that was a better takeoff.
Salchow, double Salchow.
Moves like this could be stretched more extension. And then this would have more power in her number if she really stretched some of these moves out.
Triple Lutz jump. Right here. Duh. You know, that was the toe pick again. I think it wasn't quite straight, and when it isn't, it's like that the end of the pole vault. If it twists in the slightest way, it's going to throw you off the line of the jump.
And now her final triple, this triple toe. Very nice. And double toe after.
That program, you know, the end of it just sort of drizzled right off. It doesn't sustain your interest. The program, during the program, she started out with wonderful strength and security, and then opened up on one combination and missed on another flip. It was just, it's what's happened to her. She hasn't been able to keep the whole thing at a high level of intensity. Now, look at this opening triple Lutz jump that she does. She really steps right here, swinging into it. Doesn't look like it's a secure toe pick, but it's a beautiful jump combination. Really first rate. She's a marvelous athlete. And in this triple Lutz, watch again what she does here. Now watch the toe pick right there. You see it sort of flattens out. It flips her up into the air into a single jump.
And not to offer any excuses at all, but she still is dealing with a sprained ankle, which she suffered before the U.S. Championship. So she says she is not 100%. Two sets of marks, of course. The first for technical merit, 5.2 up to 5.7, the range.
Well, essentially, those marks are in the 5.3 to 5.5 range, and that's not good enough for Angela. She is a brilliant athlete, and I think she will be able to do even better than that if she gets her whole act together.
And now the marks for presentation, and those are similar. So Angela Nikodinov in the lead for the moment. She'll have to wait to see what happens with the rest of the ladies. When we come back, the lady who won this event last season, Tatiana Malinina, needing a comeback here, though. She's in 5th place. She'll take the ice next. And on the ice now, Tatiana Malinina of Uzbekistan. She lives in Dale City, Virginia now, but she won this event last season, the 7-time national champion of Uzbekistan.
She's skating to the music Malagueña. She gives it a lot of flair and fire.
You notice the first 5 moves of her program are all of her triples, one right after the other, nothing in between. Here's the Lutz. Well, there was the Lutz. She has a very powerful kind of presence on the ice.
Well, she gives this number a lot of attitude.
Here's the second one, triple flip. Oh, look at the way she turned that edge. Move number 3, the triple toe loop, double toe loop. Wow, this is not her best afternoon.
Well, and she's had injuries throughout the season, too. Suffered a groin injury that kept her off the ice for some time. Had a cyst removed from her heel, which was very painful. And she says she may be about 20%.
And that was just done in December, so she took a whole month off the ice.
But you see the way she went up into that, what was to have been a triple loop. She was off edge, off angle, outside of the circle. She's been kind of off center on all of these jumps so far. Here's the final one, a triple salchow, double toe. A little bit of a double foot landing.
Nice positions. Good speed in this combination spin.
Had a remarkable year last season. Won this event, won the Grand Prix final, finished just off the podium at Worlds. Hasn't been able to match that this year.
There's a very steady stroke on the ice. See if she's able to handle this a little better. Oh, she substituted a double toe loop for her triple Lutz. This is a layback, which is a very weak position. She has a nice presence on the ice, and I like the simplicity of her skating, with the exception of her hands, which I think are well overdone.
This is a nice section of footwork. Very much in the character of the music. Now double axel.
Look at the position in this flying camel. Very nice, good speed, good centering. That's a solid turn. The hands look a little bit like, almost like claws at the end of her arms. Overdone. They don't match the simplicity of the rest of her skating.
Nice scratch spin at the end. She gives it a lot of energy. This sure wasn't her night, though.
In 5th place after this short program, may be tough to move up with that performance. Not going to like her marks, but we're going to come back to Osaka with them in a moment. We're back at the Four Continents Championships here in Osaka, Japan, and the marks for Tatiana Malinina, who was in 5th place after the short program. The first set, 4.3 up to 4.8.
Well, considering the fact that she hardly landed a single triple jump, those marks are pretty good.
And her marks for presentation, so Tatiana Malinina into 2nd place behind Angela Nikodinov of the U.S. Taking the ice is the surprise leader after the short program, Annie Belmar of Canada, who finished 12th at this event last season, now has the lead. The 20-year-old from Quebec. Can she keep it together over the next 4 minutes?
Well, this is the first time she's been in the pressure position at an international event. That can either scare you or lift your performance. Her opening jump is a triple Salchow. Right back inside edge takeoff. Very nice.
Oh, she sailed into that, didn't she?
She has a nice, fresh, bouncy quality about her skating. And now the triple Lutz, double toe.
Marvelous height. Marvelous height.
The bronze medalist from the Canadian National Championship this season. Canada only sending one lady to the World Championships. That will be Jennifer Robinson, who won.
Double instead of a triple.
Now triple loop. Up. This layback spin, not a great position.
Hey, Peggy, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
At long last.
That was so obvious.
I know. I hate being the only one that says the position is not good.
You got some company, Dick.
Oh, makes me feel very no longer lonely. She does get good height and spring on her jumps. She has wonderful, height on that triple Lutz at the beginning.
Well, she looks like she's attacking this program a lot more than I have seen, even at her national Canadian championship. Good energy at this point in this program.
She's maintaining her speed. Triple Lutz again.
Double toe. Final jump. This triple toe, double toe combination. That's unfortunate to end a program like this.
You know, she had some moments going there, a lot of good positive qualities, and I think that would have stood her in fairly good stead, with particularly considering her first position. The fall at the end didn't help at all.
Never won a gold medal at an event like this on the international scene. Annie Belmar will have remarks when we come back to Osaka. Welcome back to the Four Continents Championships here in Osaka. Annie Belmar of Canada was the leader after the short program. Now her marks, technical merit in the 5.0 to 5.4 range. The 20-year-old won a silver medal last year at Canadian Nationals, a bronze medal this season. Presentation marks 5.1 to 5.5. So Annie Belmar drops to second behind Angela Nicodina of the U.S., who now has the lead.
And she should be very happy with that.
And here's the three-time and reigning Canadian national champion, Jennifer Robinson, who will be going to Nice, France to skate at the World Championships. Right now she is in 6th place heading into this free skate.
Jennifer is a very gentle and very lovely skater, and she's really very pretty to watch. She hits some beautiful lines. She's skating to Papa, Can You Hear Me? From Yentl. Nice opening triple Salchow.
Triple Lutz. Very interesting entrance to that. She swung from an outside to an inside to a back outside edge. That kind of makes it extra hard to pull off a triple Lutz after you do that.
Is her triple flip. She says this jump makes her very nervous. Two-footed that.
But I think she'd be happy to take it that way. Now again on this second triple Lutz, watch the entrance here, the outside edge. Now watch, she's on an outside edge, swings to an inside edge, and goes back to an outside edge. So it's not a flutz, but boy, it's hard one to pull off when you do that changing edge position. She's a very sophisticated skater. Long, elegant line.
It's a very nice program that was choreographed by Lori Nickel, choreographed for Michelle Kwan. Now triple loop.
Not good to two-foot those, particularly when you're two-footing them right in front of the judges' stand. Triple toe loop.
Jennifer skating with some tendonitis and bursitis in her left ankle. It seems like every skater you talk to these days has some sort of injury at whatever event you happen to be at.
Injuries usually come from incorrect technique.
Do you think the schedules nowadays have something to do with it too?
I think it's incorrect technique.
More than that?
I think it's a combination of both of those things. It's quite a schedule that the athletes do have to keep up with.
But more times than not, you see them missing jumps left and right, and there's a reason for that besides being tired. Pretty skater.
The 23-year-old from Windsor, Ontario, and some of the skaters in the crowd.
From her country.
Yes, from Canada, watching here, and a nice applause for Jennifer Robinson of Canada. '18th at the World Championships last season. Jennifer will be back there. Here's the first set of marks for her for technical merit. Remember, she was in 6th after the short program. Along with Michelle and Doug Lee. Doug Lee, the former coach of Elvis Stoico, of course, in the building here watching as well. 5.0 to 5.7 for Jennifer Robinson, and right now she is in 4th place overall. And here is Stacy Pengen, the 17-year-old from Fairport, New York. What a way to go into your first senior international competition, at least into the free skate, in 3rd place with a chance to win the gold medal.
And if you look closely, she looks a lot like a young Peggy Fleming.
Well, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
It was intended to be.
Are there any Dick Buttons out there skating today?
Not today.
They're coming later, Terry. She's opening with a triple Lutz double toe.
Oh, good, good.
I couldn't have done that better myself. A triple flip, double toe.
Wow. Did you see that switch again in the edge?
Yeah.
From where we were sitting, you could see a straight line curving in and then out again. Thank heaven she landed that. Double axel. Single.
Triple Salchow.
Oh, whoa. She slipped off that back inside edge, and of course it doubled it.
Angela Nikodinov in the lead right now, and Stacy trains right alongside Angela in Detroit. They're both coached by Richard Callahan.
Toe loop combination. Double toe loop. Combination spin. First a camel spin. Catch foot position. Nice catch. Lay back. Could have been better. The back could be stretched a little here, but a nice combination overall. out of the circle on that, but lands it like with beautiful ease.
I'm surprised she gets so much lift. She doesn't reach back for that takeoff very much, but she's very effective. She has nice flow over the ice. I wish she would use moves like that slide spiral, to more of an advantage and use it to the beat of the music and hold it more.
It's like
Much more effective.
It's like she's rushing through one move after the other without fully feeling it.
But that comes with time, with a better package, a better program, better choreography, better music. That package gets put together, and it really shows you off to the best advantage.
But a very nice overall program for this young lady. She should be very proud of herself. It was a good presentation, a solid presentation with all the elements steadily in place.
She finished 6th at the recent U.S. Championships. Stacy Pengen or Angela Nikodinov? We'll find out. The two Americans going for the gold.
And this was her opening triple Lutz double toe combination that was very solid. Went up in the air, very straight in the air, leaning over a little bit on the landing, up into the double toe. But it was a wonderful opening.
The technical merit marks for Stacy now in the 5.3 to 5.5 range.
And those are very creditable marks. It was a very creditable performance all the way around. She's like a lanky young filly, you know, just waiting for her to pull those edges together in the positions. And I think she'll be a major position in American skating.
Presentation marks now 5.1 to 5.7. So Stacy right behind Angela Nikodinov, who still has the lead, but the two Americans occupy the two top spots. And up next, 19-year-old Fumie Suguri in 4th place and skating on home ice when we come back to Osaka. So here's the final skater in the ladies free skate. Fumie Suguri on home ice. Fumie from Japan. She is in 4th place after the short program. She is the bronze medalist this season at the Japanese National Championships.
And she is coached by Nobu Sato, Yuka Sato's father. And Yuka Sato was the world champion in 1994.
Fumie still fighting for a spot on the Japanese World Championship team with this performance.
Now look at how she sort of pumps on this stroking as she goes into this triple Lutz combination. Oh, way leaning back, so it didn't become a combination.
And it didn't become a triple Lutz either.
Two problems.
Now a triple toe, double toe combination. Much better.
Very secure jumps in practice. I saw her do some wonderful triple flips, which is what she's doing right here. Let's see if it also works. Not quite.
Fumie's been dealing with injuries throughout her season as well. She injured both ligaments of both of her feet. Doctors actually wanted to perform surgery, and she said, no, I want to keep skating and just get therapy on those. Trains in Yokohama, which is near Tokyo.
Now a triple Salchow. Back inside edge takeoff. Oh, didn't get the lift. didn't complete the rotation.
Combination spin. Nicely centered, but each of the positions just not good enough. The back could be straighter, the legs straighter. Wow, she sort of slid off that edge, too.
Now a triple Lutz. Nice. It had a wonderful lift to it.
Beautiful.
Very light.
She carries it so close to the boards, you'd think that it would make her nervous. But that was a beautiful jump.
Nice footwork section there.
And look at the speed she has at this part of her program.
Final jump, double axel, double toe.
Good lift.
Very pleasant skater to watch.
Well, she's had to deal with the pressure of trying to make the Japanese world team and what can be a stressful situation, skating in front of a home crowd. Fumie Suguri.
And this was her very successful jump combination, the triple toe, double toe combination, nice and straight in the air, and a nice flowing edge in between the jumps. Very nicely done.
So it's Nikodinov over Pengen at the top. Let's see what happens with Fumie Suguri, who was in fourth heading into the free skate. 4.9 to 5.4 technical merit marks.
Very creditable marks. She had nice speed.
And now, Dick, for presentation, 5.1 up to 5.4.
Again, creditable marks.
So that leaves her in fourth place in the final standings with Angela Nikodinov on top. She wins the gold medal here. A somewhat disappointing U.S. nationals for her. She finished fourth. Last year she won the bronze medal, but a big win here in Japan. Nikodinov edging out Stacy Pengen of the U.S., then Annie Belmar, who had the lead after the short program. Quite an event for Angela Nikodinov. She has to wait to find out whether or not she will skate at the World Championships in Nice, but she knows she's the gold medalist here in Osaka. And Stacy Pengen, the 17-year-old, her first senior international competition, and she skates away with the silver medal. When standings right now heading into the free dance, Lang and Chernyshev in the lead looking for the gold medal, ahead of two Canadian teams, and then Silverstein and Pekarik.
Silverstein and Justin Pekarik.
And it's the young Americans who will get things underway. Jamie Silverstein, Justin Pekarik, in only their first season on the senior level. They swept just about everything last year as junior skaters.
The music from selections for the soundtrack Great Expectations. Jamie and Justin have tremendous partnering skills in the upper body holds. They have great balance. All of these passes really take quite a lot of time to develop and make them secure. their opening lift. In the free dance, there are 5 to 7 lifts that are allowed. 2 footwork sequences, 1 circular, 1 straight line. This here is their circular footwork pattern.
Free dance, as always, 4 minutes long, worth 50% of the overall score. Skaters have already competed in the compulsories and the original dance. Susie, do you think it's fair that the international judges view their youth and their appearance in a negative way?
I think that they are young, and the teams that they're up against have a little more power, a little bit more meat on their bones. So when they get on the ice, they do look a little bit lighter and softer than some of the other teams. But really, the ability that they have and the difficulty that they're capable of should overcome that. When you watch this couple's feet, they're very precise in their placement. One of their coaches, Liz Coates, is a great technician and really will break everything down to make everything work. Here, a beautiful lift with a change of direction, one of the required lifts.
Jamie is from Pittsburgh, Justin from Southfield, Michigan, but they train in the Detroit area with Liz Coates and Igor Spielbahn.
They gather great speed on this diagonal footwork sequence. Both of them are very busy. Here, the rotation lift has to turn 3 to 5 rotations, counterclockwise direction, and now clockwise direction. Well, this team is so well trained. They're hardworking. They bring so much energy to this sport. It's really great to watch.
Well, as senior skaters this season, we saw them finish 4th at the Nations Cup competition, but they're trying to stand on the podium for the first time in an international event here in Japan.
Entering into their final lifts in the program, they do a great job of transitioning here into their final lift. It's a rotational lift. She goes into a split position, showing great flexibility. She's only holding on with no hands. He's holding on with one hand. Very strong for Justin. And then they segue right into another dance lift, combining all of their elements instead of separating them. Very nice choreography.
5-4, 5-3.
2 sets of marks, of course. The first for technical merit, the second for presentation. And here are the scores.
There's some nice marks here. Nice 5.6. Really, technically, it was very, very deserving of that mark.
Really wanting to medal here in Japan as you look at their coaches on the right side of your screen. 5.2 to 5.7, the presentation marks.
That's quite a range there. They held back a little bit, and probably they felt the pressure of trying to move up a little bit.
And we'll be back with more coverage of the 4 Continents Figure Skating Championships in a moment. And here are the Canadian silver medalists. In 3rd place after the original dance, 25-year-old Megan Wing and Aaron Lowe, who was also 25 years of age. They train in the Detroit area now.
The music is from the motion picture Underground. Right into their rotational lift. Nice secure positions. And Terry, here are your twizzles. Turning on one foot with speed makes them harder than doing a spin. Here are just a series of small lifts called assisted lifts. This couple really has a fresh look on the ice. They're full of joy. They're great performers.
And unlike Silverstein and Pekarik of the U.S., they've been around a while. They've been together 13 years, plenty of international experience. They lived in Montreal for more than a decade, but recently moved to Windsor, Ontario, and they drive right across the border to Detroit to train alongside Silverstein and Pekarik and Lang and Chernyshев.
And that can only help them when you have that sort of training environment on a day-to-day basis. It just keeps everybody improving and competitive. Their skating really has improved since they've been with Igor and Liz at the Detroit Skating Club. They've been really working on their speed and their stroking. That is all the in-between stuff in the programs, other than the lifts and all the highlight moves. Very pretty low line move. Those take a long time to develop.
Trying to keep their training partners off the podium here. Silverstein and Pekarik in the lead right now, but remember, Wing and Lowe were in third place after the original dance.
I have to say they're skating their free dance very aggressively. They're not holding back, and they look very comfortable. Hear their dance spin. Terry, I have to say, they really skated this with a lot of spunk, a lot of fire, and they didn't hold back at all. In the very beginning of their program, they had some nice choreography into their rotational lift. It has to turn at least 3 rotations here. Nice tight position. They look very comfortable.
Now the marks for technical merit, 5.1 to 5.4. Those are very similar to Silverstein and Pekarik's. And Susie, the presentation marks in the 5.3 to 5.5 range, and Wing and Lowe in the second place. It's the young Americans, Silverstein and Pekarik, who have the
USA, Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев.
Now the American champions, Naomi Lang, Peter Chernyshев. 10th in the world last season. Their goal is to be in the top 6 in Nice. Right now in the lead heading to the free dance.
They have beautiful feeling for this music. Their unison is impressive, and everything they do is so hard, but they make it look very easy. match Peter's flexibility and strength in his body line through his footwork, and Naomi's beautiful stretch line through this rotational turn. These are the things that make look easy. Just a seamless dance lift that just flows in and out so beautifully.
They've been the class of this competition so far. They're the only top 10 team in the world here in Japan competing. They won the bronze medal at the Four Continents Championship last season.
I've always felt that Naomi and Peter, all they need is that confidence. Because when you watch them in practice, sometimes they look so relaxed. But what I see happening since the national championships is that confidence is starting to emerge. It's exciting to see that process. And this dance spin is so hard. He's in a back sit spin position, and they go into what's called a tango spin. Both of them were accomplished free skaters before becoming ice dancers. In the springtime, Peter goes back to doing triples and double axels. Here in this dance lift. There's great arch through Naomi's back. This program and the music and their movement really creates sort of a trance-like soft quality. Very, very well done.
The U.S. champions the last two seasons. Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев looking to move up the world even further in the rankings. We'll see them in Nice at the World Championships. They finished 10th last season. Here they wait to find out if they have just won the gold medal. Technical merit marks. 5.5 to 5.7, Susie.
You know, Terry, I think those marks are low. What they do is so difficult. I really don't know why the judges are holding back on these scores whatsoever.
And now for presentation, 5.5 to 5.8. So Lang and Chernyshев on top of Silverstein and Pelletier.
5.6, 5.6, 5.5. Thank you.
The final dance team taking the ice, Marie-France Dubreuil and Patrice Lauzon of Canada, the current Canadian national champions. They are in second place after the original dance, trying to steal the gold away from Lang and Chernyshев of the U.S.
And their music is from the motion picture Life is Beautiful. great ice coverage. They're oftentimes in easier positions compared to Lang and Chernichev. But one thing they do well too is in the lift department here. Beautiful stretch line, nice fast rotations. That's good about their program. It offers a variety of tempos and music using the same theme, yet exploring different sounds. And I think from a judging perspective, the judges enjoy that.
They'll be one of the teams we see at the World Championships in Nice. And remember, two of the top teams are out this year. Krilovanoff's Yanikov, who are the reigning world champions, and Born and Kratz of Canada, both out with injury. So it does open the door and create more opportunities for teams to move up.
It sure does. It's been an unusual year in that way. It's been fun watching this team develop throughout the season, and now that they have their Canadian title, you can see the confidence that they have too. Amazing what a gold medal can do. They have great speed, but you'll notice here they're skating hand to hand. These positions are considered a little bit easier than some of the more intricate positions that you've seen from Silverstein and Pekarik and Lang and Chernichev. Here their dance spin. It's called foxtrot position. Again, there's the hand-in-hand positions and the transitions, and they're pretty far apart. Here again, the strength that they have in their lifts, the attack is really phenomenal. She goes from a very low line here. Look at this. She's just there. All of her positions are spot on. And he shows so much strength. I have to say that was a very strong performance. They attacked this program, not holding back. They had great speed. It was more simple compared to Lang and Chernichev, but equally well performed.
Finally broke character. They were in it for a while. The only team in the top four that doesn't train in Detroit, by the way. There's some of their fans. Marie-France Dubreuil and Patrice Lauzon.
And here their last lift. They're so strong. They both have such great core body strength that they're able to hit these positions. He's only holding on with one arm, showing lots of strength. A very, very sharp ending.
5-2.
Now the first set for technical merit, 5.2 to 5.5. Those are not as high as those for Lang and Chernichev.
Well, that makes sense to me because Lang and Chernichev's program was much more difficult.
5-6.
And for presentation now, 5.3 to 5.6. So Dubreuil and Lauzon not able to catch Lang and Chernichev. The Canadians finish in second. You've got the American champions winning the gold medal here. Naomi Lang, Peter Chernichev, their first gold medal as senior skaters on the international circuit. Then the Canadians and Silverstein and Pekarik able to move up and grab the bronze medal here in Japan. Osaka, Japan, the stage for the next installment in a great skating rivalry. Eldredge versus Stoico.
I've competed against Elvis for a long time.
Through the years, we've duked it out.
We've had a lot of good battles.
And here again, we're going to do it again.
In the short program, Elvis opened up on a planned quad jump and landed in a disappointing 4th place. Meanwhile, Todd was the aggressor. Crisp and clean, he took the lead, and more importantly, showed the world and the international judges that he is definitely back. The men's championship is next. The showdown between two former world champions set to go inside the Pool and Ice Arena here in Osaka, Japan. The men's free skate about to get underway at the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships. Terry Gannon, Dick Button back with you. Among the top 7 skaters right now in the standings, 5 of them completed quadruple jumps in the short program. Interesting, Dick, the only 2 among those top 7 who didn't, Todd Eldredge and Elvis Stojko. What do you think about the comeback to eligible skating for Todd?
Well, you know, this sport as a whole never ceases to amaze me. I mean, it casts a spell on you that you cannot escape. Look at Todd Eldredge. He's 28 and he's made runs for 3 Olympics, but he's never gotten a medal there. He's won world and national titles and a lot of other gold. But now he's casting his net at a 4th Olympic run starting right here. So what are his chances? Well, we've heard a lot about the necessity of having quads. 6 skaters have landed them here, but he hasn't. But he's in the lead. His jumps are great, his spins are the best. Are we getting mixed messages about what it's going to take to win Olympic gold? Well, stay tuned. You'll get one answer at least in this championship.
So far, so good for the 5-time U.S. champion. Eldredge is in the lead after the short program, ahead of 2 young skaters, very talented skaters from China. And Elvis Stojko finds himself in 4th place. He can still win, but he's got a lot of work to do. On the ice first, the 23-year-old from Qiqihar, China, Min Zhang, in 3rd place after the short program, trying to steal the thunder here from the 2 world champions. Bit of a surprise so far.
I think he's also trying to steal the thunder in his own country to get onto that world team. One of the goals of this event. At 5'8", he is not one of the short skaters. Good long body as he does that triple axel, triple toe loop.
Two quads planned in this free skate.
The quad toe loop coming up right here. Turn, step. Beautifully done. Oh, that was a quad toe, triple toe. That was as easy and as complete as I've ever seen them done.
He told us this week he did his first quad in competition all the way back in 1993, and that there are 7 or 8 other Chinese skaters who can do at least 2 different quads in one program.
What it means is that quads will be simply part of the repertoire as we get to the 2002 Olympics. They'll neither be important, but will you be able to win without them? I'm quite sure that that will be the case. And that'll be the case because so many other skaters will have so much of the rest of the package to go with the quads.
You mentioned earlier, Dick, Min Zhang trying to make the World Championship team from China. Zheng Jinguo will be there, #1 Chinese skater, and the other spot they have 2 is up for grabs. We may see Cheng Zheng Li, who is still to skate, or Zhang in Nice.
on that triple loop. Beautiful quadruple toe. Flip jump. Now you notice the cleanness of the revolution in the air. It's very tight, very fast, and easily breaks out before he starts to descend from the peak of the jump. But with that type of spinning ability in the air, I'm surprised that he isn't a better spinner on the ice. This is very mediocre sit spin. The back is bent, there's no speed, and it's very sort of just thrown away. After all these magnificent jumps, now he's ending his program with this combination spin. Notice the dipping there. He didn't catch it. The hook at the beginning. The sit spin, very, very weak position. And a back crossfoot that is novice at the very best. You know, he's a brilliant jumper. Just brilliant. I mean, the quality of that jumping is first rate. And the music was nice. He has good flow and good speed, and needs a great deal of attention for those other elements, such as his spins, to be able to come out at the top of this world.
The bronze medalist from the Chinese National Championships, Min Zhang.
Okay, now here is this opening quad that he did right there. Look at how he stretched into that beautiful jump, landed, took his time. He was in such control on that position before the second jump that he just let it happen. That was magnificent. Here it is again. Now watch the land. Look at those tight feet and how long it takes him there before he goes up into the next one. That's wonderful. He didn't have to rush anything.
There'll be two sets of marks, as always, for this free skate. The first for technical merit, the second for presentation. 5.6 to 5.8 the range in the first set.
And they're wonderful marks, and he deserves it for the quality of the jumping. It would have been higher, I think, had he gotten the whole package in there.
And the low end is lower for presentation, 5.3 up to a 5.8, though. And remember, Min Zhang of China was in third place after the short program. Well, up next, Todd Eldredge takes the ice. He has very clear-cut intentions of why he is back and what he wants to accomplish. The five-time U.S. champion hit the peak of his career in 1996 with a gold medal at the World Championships. But just 2 years later, his Olympic dreams were shattered. A disappointing free skate and a fourth-place finish. He's here in Japan to begin a comeback for that elusive medal in the 2002 Salt Lake Olympics.
The Olympic Games, you know, hopefully getting there again and, you know, maybe having the opportunity to skate the way that I want to and take home a medal from there would be fantastic. I mean, I'm really looking forward to trying to get there, you know, for a third time and especially having the games in the U.S. I think it would be pretty cool.
He's in first place after the short program. Todd Eldredge takes the ice when we come back. The men's championship continues, and here is the 96 world champion. He's back. Todd Eldredge, the five-time U.S. champ, re-injured a left ankle that has bothered him since last summer here in Japan while practicing. Took a day off. It didn't seem to bother him during the short program. He is the leader.
Now he has a quadruple jump planned. The question is whether he'll go through with the attempt to do it. The music, the 13th Warrior, the motion picture. There it, no, yes, no, yes. And he fell. So that answers that question. Yes, no, yes.
That's exactly what he was thinking, I believe. Did not have a chance to land that quad. It would have been the first time he's ever landed it in competition.
This is his triple axel, triple toe. Now look at how he curves around here and steps up into that. And he landed that with such insecurity and such incompleteness that it did not become a combination, and there was no triple toe. No markdowns, but the triple axel won't be considered as well done as it could have been. Double Lutz jump. Boy, this is not his day. Notice he tilts his head a lot. Sort of the idiosyncratic move.
In terms of Eldredge and Elvis, they have gone head-to-head in the World Championships 6 times, with each finishing higher than the other 3 times. Of course, Elvis has won 3 world titles.
Steps up into this double axel. Originally thought it might be a triple axel. Get a drop into a back sit spin. His back spins are first rate. And a butterfly into a final spin. Now watch first the camel, then the sit spin. Good speed, good centering, good back position. The back could be a little straighter, except on the pancake part, and a fine, fine back spin. Well, that was a program which was just off the mark almost all the way through it. Jumps missed, jumps ignored, mistakes made, and the spark wasn't there. I don't think he can be very happy about this performance.
He's not. You can tell by his reaction. We've learned that it's not all about the quad, but the rest of the package wasn't there today from Todd Eldredge.
Now look at this quadruple as he turns and then steps and stretches into it. The stretch was hardly back at all, and you can see the body leaning out of the circle halfway through it. Now look here again as he steps into this. First the step, now the toe pick, almost like a Salchow, but it's not. And there in the air, you can see him leaning to the outside, and he cannot sustain the landing.
Flag 0, flag 4, flag 3.
It'll be interesting to see now from the judges. Min Zhang, remember, did 2 quads in his program. Technical merit marks 4.9.
Oh, these are, I mean, these are the lowest marks I think Todd Eldredge has received on technical merit in a long time.
And now for presentation, Dick, those are higher, 5.1 to 5.8, but not high enough.
Nope, there's a lot of 5.6s in there and 5.5s, which is not good.
So Todd now in 2nd place behind Min Zhang of China.
Wow.
We'll have more of the men's free skate after this message and a word from our ABC station. The 3-time world champion Elvis Stojko of Canada still to skate here. He's getting ready backstage. A disappointing performance for Todd Eldredge. He's been kind enough to join Susie Wynn backstage. Susie?
Thanks, Terry. Todd, you skated brilliantly in the short program. The long was a bit of a struggle. Was there a lot of pressure on the quad?
Well, you know, there's always pressure on it. It's a tough jump, but no, I didn't feel any, you know, it's only pressure that I put on myself. You know, I wanted to do it here. It's been going well before I came here, but, you know, I've been off it a couple days because I hurt my ankle. So almost had it tonight. It's close.
Now, how much longer do you think you'll need to be consistent with it?
Well, it's been going very well, you know, in practice, like I said, and it's tough to say now because I didn't see it out there. But, no, you know, I think through the summer I'll work on it and get it a little more consistent for next season.
Wish you all the best, Todd. Terry.
All right, Susie, thank you. On the ice now, Cheng-Jen Lee of China in 2nd place. Obviously a chance to win here in Japan, and one of those trying to make the 2 spots on the Chinese World Championship team.
And he, like Todd Eldredge, both did dazzling short programs here. See if it can sustain it through this. The music, the Oasis. This is his quadruple toe loop right here. Oh, wow, he saved that and went into a double toe loop. That's called saving a jump.
Silver medalist from the Chinese National Championships, 20 years of age, from Chengchun, China.
And here's his triple axel, triple toe. Watch him as he steps forward into this. Oh, such good turns in the air. Those legs they just were so tight. That's marvelous to see.
Remarkable to see the emergence of the Chinese skaters, too. There are so many now who have so much talent. Cheng-Jen Lee was inspired by Liu Chen when he was a youngster.
change sit. Good back position. The arms are sort of casual, a little sloppy placed on the knee like that. But overall, a very good sit spin. Serpentine footwork, but the speed of it is very slow. It's rather unusual to do something that slowly at the end of the program when you want the judges to remember your speed. Was interesting. He really had some dazzling jumps, and the first 3/4 of the program was far more entertaining than the last section of it was. It just sort of slowed down at the end.
Well, the judges will have a difficult decision. So will the Chinese Federation, sending that second skater to the World Championships. His teammate Min Zhang has the lead right now, but Chengjing Li awfully good.
Now look at his quadruple toe combination. Watch here as he reaches back in. Very nice, beautifully done, but leaning backwards slightly, so that reflects on the landing edge. Keeps him from doing a triple, and he only does a double toe. Now watch the level of the body, the angle of it right there. You can see how he pitches forward or backwards, since he's skating backwards, and that messes up the combination part.
5-5, 5-7, 5-6.
When he was a youngster, he went to a nearby rink. Liu Chen, the 95 world champion, was skating there. From that point on, he was hooked. Now the marks, 5.5 up to 5.8.
Very steady marks, very good ones. I think the only problem he had was that he got overly cautious at the end.
5-6.
Second set now, Dick, 5.4 up to 5.7, and those are good enough to put Chengjing Li into the lead over his teammate, Min Zhang. Todd Eldredge falls to third place.
Two rather incredible young Chinese skaters.
Up next, the two-time Olympic silver medalist, Elvis Stojko of Canada. He won his 6th national title just weeks ago, and it was an emotional victory after years of battling injuries.
There's so many stages to what I've gone through, but this is a big stage in my life. It's coming back after a very difficult time, a very difficult period. I could have easily given up and just turned pro and went for the whole money thing and just do the whole pro circuit. But I decided to keep continuing. So when it all came together at Nationals again, it felt good. Finished the last jump, triple sal at the end, and then go into the fast scratch spin. The place just exploded. It just totally exploded, and it felt really good.
Elvis goes for a repeat performance and the gold medal when we return. Our coverage of the Ladies' Championship begins in prime time on April 1st.
Elvis Stojko.
And here's the man who'll be going for his 4th World Championship in Nice, Elvis Stojko. The 27-year-old from Ontario, Canada, who now trains in Aston, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area, in 4th place after the short program, but He can win if he wins this free skate.
You know, he's competed against Todd Eldredge 6 times in the world, and they've each won higher than the other 3 times even.
Chengjing Lee, Min Zhang, Todd Eldredge, your top 3 right now.
Music from the motion picture The Mummy. And he opens with his quadruple toe jump. Nope, landed with the back foot forward on the landing. Double-footed it coming, double-turned it coming out. One of the reasons his jumps are successful, he believes very strongly in getting up first before he starts the revolution. See what happens right here? Beautiful triple axel.
Coming off perhaps his best performance in 2 years at the Canadian National Championships, which he won. He had quads in both the short and the free skate, and 3 perfect 6.0s for technical merit in that free skate. Triple toe loop. That was the combination that didn't happen before. Flip. Footwork, picking up the speed and the tension in the program at this point. Forward scratch spin.
Good spin. Good spin.
Wants to pursue an acting career when he's done with skating. Let's hope those movies are better than the original Elvis ones. Elvis Stoico not going anywhere for a while, though. He's on the eligible scene and skating well. Elvis Stoico, a kiss and a hug from his mother. It comes down to this now. Did he come back to capture the gold medal here in Japan? His marks coming up.
Now look at this quadruple toe loop. Watch the feet in the air, how nicely tight and turned there. But right here on the landing, he can't seem to unhook the free leg, and that gives him trouble stepping up into the second triple jump, which became a double. Here it is again. Watch the landing right there. Trouble unhooking, turns and double turns out, and there's the problem. Now on this triple axel, he steps nicely up into the air. Good lean, good straight edge, and good press back and tap into that toe. That's just nice. Little off balance at the end, but a wonderful triple axel.
Now, because Todd Eldredge, the leader after the short program, was beaten here in the free skate, Elvis, who is in fourth heading to the free skate, can win the first set of marks for technical merit. There they are, Dick.
Well, you know, they're very strong technical marks. He did everything very well, and that was kind of, you know, I mean, he didn't quite have the quadruple combination, quadruple jumps that the others did, but the rest of the program was very complete in the sense that the spins were good, and he took his time and energy in the program.
And here are the presentation marks. Yeah, he just realized it. Elvis Stoico finishes on top.
And the presentation marks are very strong. 5'7", 5'8", 5'9".
Elvis, the winner of the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships. His mother was just in there with a congratulatory kiss. Ushi Kessler, his coach. The hug. Elvis ahead of Cheng Jing Lee and Min Jiang, and Todd Eldredge finishes fourth.
That was a tight show right there.
So Elvis will pick up a check for $22,000 with the win here in Japan. Lee finishes second over Zhang. That could be an important silver medal for him. Chinese Federation making a decision on who to send to the World Championships. And Todd Eldredge, a disappointing free skate after a great short program. One of the judges actually placed him in 8th place in the free skate. He finishes 4th. Right now, let's go over to Susie Wynn, who is with the champion. Susie?
Thanks, Terry. Elvis, you pulled up into first place. What did it take to do that?
Oh, geez, I think it's a solid performance. And this year, you know, there's a lot of guys doing the quad, and I've got the quad there. It wasn't as consistent as I would like it, but this year I think the whole point is getting a good, solid performance down with all the spins, all the jumps, the footwork, and that's the package. And you know, it's weird winning without a quad, but, you know, you do it, and it feels great.
Well, congratulations. We are proud of you.
All right, Susie, we'll see Elvis and his quad at the World Championships as he goes for world title number 4. Well, here in Japan, a good showing by the American skaters. They take home 6 medals in all. Next Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern here on ABC Sports, it's back to Vienna for our conclusion of the European Figure Skating Championships. Then the best of Europe and the rest of the world take on a powerful U.S. team at the World Championships in Nice. Our coverage begins April 1st with the Ladies Championship in prime time. We'll see if Michelle Kwan can regain her world title. Follow all the figure skating action online at ESPN.com, a part of Go Network. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence. Right now, let's go back to our Wide World of Sports studio in New York to Robin Roberts.